Kelly Ripa has always been known for her bright smile, quick wit, and warm presence on television. For decades, she has welcomed millions of viewers into their mornings, sharing laughter, lighthearted stories, and moments of joy. But behind the familiar glow of studio lights and the polished professionalism, Kelly Ripa is also a wife, a mother, and a woman who experiences life's emotional highs and lows just like anyone else. In a recent emotional update, Kelly Ripa opened up about a deeply personal moment involving her husband, Mark Consuelos. The update was not dramatic, sensational, or alarming, but it was undeniably touching. It revealed a quieter kind of sadness, one rooted in love, change, and the realities of long-term partnership. Fans across the country listened closely, many feeling a lump in their throat as Kelly spoke with honesty and vulnerability about Mark and the emotional goodbye that affected her deeply. This moment reminded audiences why Kelly Ripa remains so beloved, not because she hides her emotions, but because she allows herself to feel them and to share them with grace. A love story that has stood the test of time. To understand why this update resonated so strongly, it helps to look at the history Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos share. Their love story began decades ago, when both were young actors working on the daytime drama All My Children. What started as an on-screen connection soon turned into a real-life romance that would grow into one of Hollywood's most enduring marriages. Kelly and Mark married in 1996, and over the years, they built a family, raised children, and navigated careers that often demanded time apart. Despite the pressures of fame, public scrutiny, and busy schedules, their relationship has remained grounded in mutual respect, humor, and unwavering support. Fans have watched them grow together, not just as celebrities, but as partners who genuinely admire one another. So when Kelly Ripa shares a sad or emotional update about Mark Consuelos, audiences understand that it comes from a place of deep connection, not fleeting drama. The emotional moment that sparked the update. Kelly's recent update did not center on controversy or crisis. Instead, it focused on a moment of transition, one of those moments that may seem small from the outside, but feel enormous when you're living through them. During a conversation that felt intimate and sincere, Kelly acknowledged how difficult it was to say goodbye to Mark in a particular situation. While the details were shared respectfully and without alarm, her emotions were clear. Her voice softened, her words slowed, and for a brief moment, the usually upbeat television host allowed her vulnerability to show. It wasn't about loss in the traditional sense, it was about distance, change, and the emotional weight that comes with watching someone you love step into a new chapter, especially when that chapter means time apart or a shift in daily life. Why goodbyes can be so hard, even after decades together. For many viewers, Kelly's emotional response felt familiar. Long-term relationships are built not only on shared joy, but also on repeated goodbyes, some temporary, some symbolic, all meaningful. Kelly and Mark have spent years balancing careers that sometimes pull them in different directions. Acting projects, hosting responsibilities, travel commitments. These realities have required them to spend time apart more than most couples. And yet, Kelly's update made it clear that goodbyes never truly get easier. In fact, sometimes they become harder. When you've shared decades of life with someone, even a short separation can feel heavier than expected. Routines change, silence feels louder, and the absence of a familiar presence can stir emotions you didn't anticipate. Kelly's honesty captured that feeling perfectly, and it's one reason her words struck such a chord with viewers. Mark Consuelos' quiet strength and support. Throughout the emotional update, one thing remained clear. Kelly's sadness was not rooted in conflict or uncertainty. Instead, it was intertwined with admiration and love for Mark Consuelos. Mark has long been described by Kelly as a steady, supportive presence in her life. Whether standing beside her during major career milestones or supporting her behind the scenes, he has consistently shown strength and understanding. Kelly's emotional response wasn't about fear, It was about care. It was about recognizing how much Mark means to her and how deeply connected they remain, even during moments of separation or change. Fans noticed this immediately. Many commented on how refreshing it was to see a celebrity couple express emotion without drama, anger, or speculation. A moment that felt real to millions. One of the most powerful aspects of Kelly Ripa's update was its relatability. Viewers didn't see a television star delivering a rehearsed message. They saw a woman navigating a familiar emotional experience, and that authenticity created a ripple effect. Across social media and fan discussions, people shared their own stories, saying goodbye to a spouse for work, adjusting to new routines after years together, feeling unexpectedly emotional during moments of transition. Kelly's words gave people permission to acknowledge those feelings, to recognize that sadness doesn't always mean something is wrong. Sometimes it simply means something matters. Balancing public life with private emotions. Being a public figure comes with unique challenges. Kelly Ripa's career has unfolded largely in the public eye, and her openness has always been part of her appeal. But that openness requires courage, especially when emotions run close to the heart. In this update, Kelly struck a careful balance. She shared enough to be honest, but not so much that it felt intrusive or performative. She protected her family's privacy while still offering fans a glimpse into her emotional world. That balance is not easy to maintain, and it's one reason her audience continues to respect her. Kelly understands that vulnerability doesn't require oversharing, it requires sincerity. Fans respond with love and understanding. The messages of support poured in, with viewers expressing admiration for Kelly's honesty and compassion. Many thanked her for showing that even strong, successful women can feel emotional, and that those feelings are valid. Rather than speculating or jumping to conclusions, fans responded with empathy. They recognized the update for what it was, a moment of reflection, not a cause for concern. This response highlighted something important about Kelly Ripa's relationship with her audience. It's built on trust, and trust allows space for emotion without misunderstanding. The strength of a partnership built over time. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos' marriage has never been presented as perfect. Instead, it's been presented as real. They've spoken openly over the years about communication, compromise, and the effort required to maintain a strong bond. This emotional update fits seamlessly into that narrative. It showed that love isn't just about shared laughter or public appearances. It's about feeling deeply, even when circumstances are temporary or uncertain. In many ways, the sadness Kelly expressed was a reflection of the strength of their connection. You don't feel that kind of emotion unless something truly matters. Why this update matters beyond celebrity news? In a media landscape often filled with exaggerated headlines and dramatic speculation, Kelly Ripa's emotional update stood out for its quiet honesty. It reminded viewers that sadness doesn't always signal crisis. Emotions can exist alongside stability. Love includes moments of vulnerability. For many, this message felt refreshing. It offered a pause from constant urgency and allowed space for reflection. Kelly's words didn't demand attention, they invited understanding. As Kelly Ripa continues her work and Mark Consuelos continues his own journey, one thing remains certain. Their partnership is rooted in respect, communication, and care. This emotional update was not an ending, it was a moment, a snapshot of real life, shared thoughtfully and with intention. Kelly has always encouraged viewers to embrace honesty, humor, and heart. In this moment, she did exactly that. A final thought for viewers and fans. Sometimes the most powerful stories aren't about shock or surprise, they're about truth. Kelly Ripa's sad and emotional update about Mark Consuelos wasn't meant to alarm, it was meant to connect. And in doing so, it reminded millions that it's okay to feel deeply, even when everything else is steady. What did Kelly's message mean to you? Have you ever felt emotional during a goodbye you didn't expect to be so hard? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters, and your story might help someone else feel less alone.